Come join Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we talk about all things consignment.
Welcome to episode 50.
Woo!
And we're on a mission. Are you?
Are you?
Are you? And what is it? Oh my gosh, I am like beyond pumped for this episode. And I've been pumped for a while after our last mission episode when we talked about mission statements. My mind left there with there's so many things we missed, but most importantly, I thought, what a great way, because we need to redo our mission statement. So y'all,
all right, and let's say it's like right before the end of the year. So how amazing would it be to start the year with your mission statement and be able to set those goals that are in alignment with that?
Right. And you're just sound and you're ready.
Yeah.
And you're ready to take on the next year with a vengeance. Like, back it up. Here we come, man. Back it up. So listen, big mistake. Look, we made a huge mistake because during our business meeting for Consignment, we didn't record that. And we really, I got to say, y'all, I apologize to our C-chatters because we did you an injustice by not taping that raw meeting of ours, filming it and recording it so that you could see the process that Libby and I went through to build our new mission statement. But I'm thinking, and I hope I'm right, that we can get that across to you now. And by sharing with you what we did, the process we went through about developing our mission statement for Consignment and how that worked. Are you ready?
I think we can do it.
I think we can.
I think we can do it. Yeah, let's do it. I so believe this is so important to any business. Important. Yes, and I'm so happy we did it. And it's not as overwhelming and as crazy as you might think it is. We literally did this in the span of 25 minutes.
Yeah. And we're going to have some good tips for you on how to do it, how to kind of keep yourself focused through it. And I left that last episode feeling like maybe I didn't do the best job of really getting you to understand the difference between kind of your mission statement versus your goals of your business and your vision, because they are different. And your mission statement needs to be that statement that can go on the long run with your business. It's something you're always striving to, right? Yeah. And it is out there in front of your customers, in front of everybody you know, what that is.
All right, and let's call it out like it is. I'm going to link up that previous video we did because there's a lot of good stuff in that video, but let's call it like it is. I made a mistake. Molly was too polite to call me out on camera with it, with her expertise. So now we're making amends for it. And we are really getting into the mission statements.
And I don't know that it was that you made a mistake.
It's all right. Don't gloss it over. We're good. Let's just do the mission statement.
Anyway, we're moving forward.
I'm owning it. And she was too polite to call me out. So
because your mission statement needs to be customer centered. It needs to be out in front of your peep. It just needs to be. Because that is what part of what helps people fall in love with what you're doing and trust you and want to be a part of it. Okay.
Yes.
So then your goals are what you would call that road to your mission. And you set your goals based on always checking back to, and Libby is phenomenal at this. I have to say, for somebody who's worked with her for years, always checking back before you make any decision on your business. Is this in line with my mission statement?
Yeah, I think it makes your life a lot easier. I think it makes your decisions a lot more focused. It makes everything about your business so much easier. So that 25 minutes you're going to spend developing a mission statement. And I mean, it doesn't have to be, Nobel Prize worthy. It doesn't have to be. I mean, some of them are incredible, but don't, like I say with everything, right? My soapbox is don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
You just got to keep moving, right? You know what you want to do.
But then you need to think about it. And we're going to kind of tell you how this happened. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
So Libby and I got together this morning in our meeting. We do this every week. We have a weekly meeting, set ourselves up for the week. But this week, our goal was to rethink our mission statement. Right.
Yeah.
So in doing so, and I do have my notes here, we talked about it. I talked to her about, we talked back and forth about what really your mission statement is, defining what not our personal business is, but just what is a mission statement, which we just talked about, and what the reason for that is. And so when I asked Libby, I don't know if you remember. So I started by asking her, I'm going to write down bullet points in my notes, Libby. What are your main focuses for your mission statement? There was another word I used, but it's not coming to me now. But give me when you think mission statement, give me in your business, give me the top few things that you said. Do you remember any of those?
So the top few things that were important to me
Yes.
were, number one, to support a family, my family, to support my family. That is why I do this. Number two was that I believe in small business as the backbone of our country. And I believe in everything that small business does for our economy. I believe in our community, and I believe in creating a community, and I believe in sustainability and eco consciousness. Okay. And then you kind of redirected me and said those are great, right? But those get you to your mission, like distill that, like what is your actual mission? Right. Because a lot of us as entrepreneurs, I mean, you have to feel passionately about what you do, because you take a huge risk with your life, with your income, with everything you do. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say most of us feel, for one reason or another, very passionately about what we do. All right. So go ahead, Molly. You kind of redirected me and distilled that.
Right. So I redirected her and I said, think a little more. Yes, it's a small business. And so you are supporting a family. The majority of small businesses are supporting a family, and that is in your heart and why you're doing this. But that doesn't necessarily need to be written verbally in your mission statement. Right. We know that's your we know that's why you do what you do. That's your passion, but it doesn't need to be verbally written in your statement. So let's start thinking more about what's important in your statement to somebody who just comes in and wants to know what is important to you. Dig a little deeper. And your biggest was you liked, and we've talked about this in many episodes with our business and with C-Chats, that you and I connected from the get-go on community and sustainability. Those are something we both believe very much in. So we talked about that. We got into that, and we just started really brainstorming, right? Ideas of what was coming off the top of your head once I steered you away from more of thinking of the small business aspect and supporting your family aspect, because that's going to come naturally in what we're doing to the deeper process of your business.
I have to say it was a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit painful, like as you were getting that out of me, because I don't know I'm not sure how to articulate this. Like, it was a little bit uncomfortable because I feel like I'm part of a larger purpose and part of a larger community of people that are really trying to make a difference in the world, and a difference in the way people consume goods and shop. And it was a little hard for me to say those lofty goals, because does it seem a little bit grandiose? Right. It was uncomfortable for me, I have to say. Like, it was uncomfortable to me to say, like, I feel like I am making a difference in the world and creating more of a world that I want my children to live in by doing this. It felt grandiose to me. It felt a little uncomfortable saying it out loud.
But you are. And what do I say? I'm going to get back on my soapbox. Authenticity. Be authentic with who you are. Yeah. And own what you do. And you are doing that. And how many times do you hear it starts at home? It starts at home, and it starts with your small business, and what you're doing is making an impact. So now you have to figure out how to put that into a condensed, written way to have other people connect and feel passionate and trustful to those words. Right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
ooh. So yes, it only took us 25 minutes, but it took her having to be open and really hear me out and let me talk her into thinking more deeply about what she wanted to do. So then we went through and said, okay, now let's rethink this bullet point of the most important things that you see as part of your business. And that came out as community. One of the things we talked about, we like the way Patagonia uses theirs because it's very much what we do, but we love their wording, which was do no harm.
Do no harm. Do no harm.
Do no harm. What a great way to say that, right? They did a good job with that. But that's the same, the sustainability and how do we get that across for what we're doing? You know, we're different people.
And I think we're going to put some examples up in the community and probably on Instagram of some of the mission statements of companies that we really identify with, that we
I don't
think
even
are
want to
doing a
bring
good job.
TED Talk up again, but do you remember it now?
Spreading ideas. It was spreading ideas.
Spreading ideas. I mean, to me,
TED is spreading ideas.
TED Talk's mission, spreading ideas. Two words, simple words that make such an enormous impact for a business built on talking.
Which was hilarious because I did read it separately from Molly and I hadn't thought about it like that. And she goes, you realize like their whole premise is talking and words, and they have a 2-word mission statement.
A 2-word mission
very
statement.
Powerful. Very powerful.
So some of us, I think, get caught up so much into having to put everything out on the plate for people. You have to sell, they got to know me. But sometimes less can be so much more. So much more. And the way to come to that is to truly bullet point the most important aspects of who you are and what your business is to you in your soul. I don't want to get too holistic or deep here, but that is what it is. I mean, this is your baby.
It is what it is. And like I said, it was very hard. Like you kept having to poke me and prod me and be like, hey, you know, what is it? And I was so uncomfortable saying that because it sounded too big for my small little business.
But it's not, because you do it every day, but you don't realize it because you're just doing it, but you're doing it every day.
And do you know what I kept thinking back to as we were doing this? I think it's worth mentioning our episode that we did about competition. Collaboration over competition. It kept going through my head. So not only are we, you know, developing our mission statement, but what we're doing here with C chats and what we're doing connecting with other businesses is so collaborative, and it is affecting the bigger picture as well.
100%.
So I'm going to link that up because it just kept going in my head about like collaboration over competition, like who we are is changing the mindset of shoppers. That is who we are. We are competing against big box stores and changing that mindset. We're not competing against each other. We're competing against that mindset. And you're going to see as we go through this, how that kind of plays in, but
in that fast fashion world, right?
Right.
So from there, we got what? So we got the community, we got the circular economy, right? Those are the two huge. And growth. We wanted something that was never ending. Right. You don't want something that has an end to it. You're always building towards. And we did say that in our last mission statement. You had a couple of good words that you use in your mission statement that you had put out in that episode about, you know, the building, you're growing, you're striving, you're not, you know, it's always
action.
that.
Yeah. Like action verbs,
action
positive.
Verbs.
Yeah. With positive connotations. Yeah.
So we came up with those, and then we started just a random brainstorming, like just go off the cuff, Libby, and I'm going to go off the cuff, and we're just going to write things down, and we're just going to throw things on paper. And I got chicken scratch notes here and chicken scratch notes there. I'm sure you have your chicken scratch notes.
Oh, I do. I really do.
And we started hashing it out. And we came up with a couple of things down the road. And I think a lot of them I kind of scratched out. Can I read some of our thought processes through?
Yeah, go ahead, because I have it here too. It was like random words we were throwing out there and what was important. So we knew community, right? Like we knew community would be included. That was number one on our list.
Circular, like something in those terms you really love. And I agree, that circular fact. And we feel that way about everything we do. Like that coming
there's circular economy, there's circular like consigners and consumers and consumers and consigners and recycling, right?
Yeah, you have that in branding and social media, things you want to go circular when you're doing social media. That circular thing is huge. So we knew we wanted that in there. We wanted it to be about our community. We wanted it to be about people. And then the other big word you came up with was the growth, the growing, the grow. How to use that and how would that work?
Yeah.
So those were kind of our bullet point like words. And then it was like, how do we mesh these and how do we come up with something that's simple, but really gives you that feeling, right? So I have grow a community of conscious shoppers, grow a community. And then we were like, so what was our thought process through that one? Like I threw that one out and we're like, all right.
Here's where we started. Is actually, we started with something you threw out there and had the feeling of what we wanted. And you said, small business making big impact.
Yes. That was what came to my mind.
You threw that out there. And I think that might go for a lot of our listeners, actually. Small business making big impact. Like, how do you do that? Maybe that's a good, starting point.
Start with that.
And put your, what's important to you. Like, I'm sorry, I keep thinking of Tiffany and also QC Consigns, Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets. And I keep thinking like one of their things is that they like every purchase to be like a gift. And I keep thinking of all the cool things they can do with that. I'm sorry, that's total sidetrack, but I keep thinking like, all right, so if that is your thing, that is maybe how you are making an impact. Like that would be a cool kind of addition. Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that's not our mission and that's not what we're working on, but I can't help but think about C-Chats. And as we develop, we're going to be doing our C-Chats mission statement soon as well.
We got to hash through that one on another day.
Not today, though. Not one mission statement a day is enough.
So small business, big impact. Yes, I did have that written over here. That was when I threw that out. And it's funny because when we're talking, I'm like, wait, give me a minute. Let me write this down because it's in my brain. And if I don't write it down, I'll forget it. Hold on. So I wrote it down and then we started talking about, okay, small business, big impact, because that's really what we are. Small business want to make a big impact. So we went to like grow a community of conscious shoppers and we started talking about that and realizing talking about the shoppers, like it's not just shoppers though, right? It's our full community. So we had to think about that. And we kept just kind of throwing more and more ideas out and more terms out and going through.
And we did sneak a peek at ThreadUps.
Yes, you went and read ThreadUps.
Really beautiful description and wording of what they do.
Yeah, they have.
They did use. Theirs was something along the lines of creating the next generation of consumer, like I don't know, secondhand consumers or something like that. And I didn't really care for the term consumers for us because it's so much more than just consuming. It's more that circular, consume, consign. Right. You're not really consuming if you're taking advantage of the full process of consignment.
Right.
You're passing, you're recycling it, you're upcycling it. You're not just consuming.
Right. So this is a thing, you guys, you really have to do, because what you're doing is you're making a promise to your community when you're building your mission statement. So you really have to think through each word and what that means to you. And that was kind of the next step. We brainstormed words, read a few things, brainstormed some words and ideas, and kind of got together what we thought in the end, like we were going to use the term humans or people or community or how we were going to use that.
Right. Mhm.
We talked about each one and what each word made you feel. So once we came up with a couple, what I did was had Libby sit, and I said, now just sit there and let me say a word to you and tell me what it makes you feel. And this is how you get to that deeper level, right? This is how you get to that moment of, okay, because you want people to feel a certain way when they read your mission statement. You want them to get a certain idea from it. So I highly recommend really thinking about each word. And we went through this with the word with and of. I mean, how simple are they?
Right. Right. Yeah.
How simple are they? So we came up with, can I tell them our end result and then we backtrack?
Yeah, I think that might be the best way to
All right.
do it. Sure.
I've a drum roll. The new Consignment mission statement is growing a community of circular conscious people. And that is our new mission statement. So what I want to do now is take that growing a community of circular conscious people and break down how we got to that and the kind of the thought process behind that. So with the growing, as we said, you want that action, right? You don't want an ending to it because it's constantly going.
Yeah.
And that gives us the growing. We're
Mhm.
constantly at work all the time, not grow, but we're growing, we're going. We knew community was huge for us because we feel that way across the board in our lives, but specifically with Consignment and C-Chats, community is what we strive
Number
for.
one.
Yeah.
It's number one. It's number one for both.
So that's where the growing a community. We knew from the get-go when we put those together, that was like a no-brainer, right? We had it. Then we got to the of conscious shoppers, humans, people. With conscious, we went through different ideas of that. I can't remember. I wrote some of them. I thought I wrote them down. You had other words for conscious.
Conscious thinking, responsible, eco-conscious. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of those.
So we brainstormed those. But in the end, we were talking about it. I said, I feel like conscious, responsible makes me feel like it's something I have to do.
Yeah.
Right. But when I think of conscious, it makes me, it's thoughtful. You have to think about it. You're conscious about it. To me, it has a little deeper meaning for what we're doing, that you're consciously thinking about what you're doing and why it's important that you shop with Consignment in the consignment world. But then that little word of growing a community with circular conscious people or humans. We went through the humans, people, consigners, customers. We went through all those different words too. We love humans. But I got to say, part of why I love humans is because I've always thought it was a cute way to say people. But I loved Ashley from A&B and Consignments when she talked about her little human, and her little personality is just so cute. And you're just like, I want to hold her little human now. And I want to be a part of her life, right? I do love the use of the term human, and Libby and I talked about that.
And I did too, but Molly ruined it for me.
But I told her, I feel like it's great in that way when it comes out of Ashley's mouth or other people's mouths, but I also feel like it's not, it's kind of a trendy word in the fact that they use it on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. You're just not my.
Well, if I saw it on The Bachelor, if I was watching The Bachelorette and I saw that, it would have ruined it for me. Actually, Molly didn't ruin it for me. I think The Bachelorette ruined it for me.
You're just not my human. You're just not my human. And I'm like, okay, trendy word, but I don't think for our business it was the right fit. So then we decided not on the humans, that we really wanted to go with people. Because people are what we love and who we have are our people. Yes. So we went with people. But the oven with was such an interesting thing, right? We went on that.
Oh my gosh. So we had, from the get-go, we had of. And I said, oh, why don't we say with? Because to me, originally that sounded like, okay, we're growing with all of these people. but when we worded it out, go ahead, say it, because would just sound it so much more inclusive to me.
Right. When you think growing a community with circular conscious people, or growing a community of circular conscious people. Yeah, that of just gives me a very inclusive feeling. With, not so much.
Yeah.
It's not as inclusive feeling. So
good thing I have you, because I just never would have gone there and thought about that.
We literally broke it down word for word. And I think the best thing that we did was just having you close your eyes and go, how does this make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just did word for word for word. How does this make you feel? My favorite was, all right, conscious. And Liddy sat there with her finger on her cheek and her hand under her chin, like, every other one she could come up with quick. And she sat there, and I finally went, that's exactly what it is. You're saying it, but you're not saying it. And she's like, what? I go, thinking, thoughtful. Conscious means thoughtful and thinking, because right now, just that word alone is making you think. You're having to think. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the process we went through today. And I still wish we would have recorded it. That's kind of one of those sad moments. We really should have recorded it, because I think you all would have enjoyed it. We did just kind of go through it, but of course you never get the real deal if it's not the real deal. Shame on us. Smack, smack, smack. Next time we're going to hit record, even if it means we don't use it.
So it's probably going to be fairly soon, since we'll be doing this with the C Chats mission as well. And so I'm thinking probably you're going to get some people reaching out to you asking for help with their mission statements, Molly.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to help. Yeah. I do enjoy it. But I really think it's important. I think that it's important to know the difference between your about sections, your mission statement, your goals, your values, all of those things. They're very different in your business.
Yeah.
And it all goes under your brand identification. And you have to keep all of that in check and clear, and that's the thing. And consistent, right? That's the other word.
Very consistent.
Speaking
of which, you brought something really important up to me that I want to mention is with your mission statement. Not only is it something that your customers should identify with, you should make decisions in accordance with it, but it is something your employees, your helpers should have complete and total buy into. So if you, I know that my helpers are totally bought into our mission statement and that is what they believe in. It is a really good tool when you're looking at somebody. Do they fit with your mission? Yes, maybe they're able to perform the task, but do they fit within your mission? Because the returns on somebody that fits within your mission and believes in what you do is, let's say 100-fold. Yeah.
I highly recommend making sure that anybody you are going to interview for a position in your business, get your mission statement beforehand and making sure that they're a believer in it. 100%. You don't want somebody working for you that doesn't believe in what you do. I mean, that's just not going to, nobody's ever going to love your business like you do, right? We always say that nobody's ever going to love your business the way you love your baby. But you are going to get employees that love what you do and want to get out there and make it a success for you. If they don't believe in your mission statement from the get-go, you're not for everyone.
That's right. Yep. Keep that in your back pocket. I'm not for everyone.
I'm not for
everyone. We're not for everyone. Keep that in your back pocket. That's okay. That's okay.
You will find the right person that it's in their heart and soul. And that goes for everything. I mean, I even think about when I was in the nonprofit industry, it was difficult. I was in the industry with a very rare disease. It was very difficult to get support from people who did not have somebody struggling with that rare disease. Well, the problem was it was a very rare disease. So how are you going to find people that connect with it, right?
Right.
But it's that same kind of thing in your business, that connection. When you found the families who sadly had somebody with that rare disease and you were able to find them, the support was immense and never ending.
Yeah.
But it's that same connection. People want to support charities that they've, and a lot of people will support charities to support little bits, but you're really going to support a charity when there is some kind of a personal connection to it.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of employee you want for your business, is somebody who has some kind of a personal connection to your business mission statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. So, I think those things are good. I think keep in mind that when you're doing it, it is a promise to your customers. So you want to make it something you can always be working towards.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind and make sure that everything you're doing is part of that promise to your consigners and customers and everybody who has something to do with your business. I mean, even your employees, don't feed them your mission statement and then you're not living your mission statement 2 months later when that's what you hired them on, right?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
sure
I think
you're
it's a
staying
good
true to
check
it.
for yourself, for your helpers, for your employees.
Yeah.
I mean, what I love about the mission statement is we had not done it so succinctly until today. We knew what our mission was. I don't mean like we definitely
Right.
had, a larger, more goal-oriented mission, but not one that was this simplified. What I love about this simple thing is it's public facing, like Molly said, and it is so easy to go back to. It's easy to remember. It's easy to make a split-second decision. This 20-25 minutes you're going to come up with this mission statement, however long it's going to take you, is going to pay you back in spades. Like, it is going to be so worth it to just say, oh, you know what, that doesn't really fit within our mission when you're trying to make a decision. And I'm big on this, is always going back to whether it's a lot of times it's with your number, like this doesn't fit within our goals. But it's also very easy to dismiss a lot of things or take advantage of a lot of things, saying, wow, I really think that does fit within our mission, or that doesn't, and save yourself so much time going down avenues that you maybe really shouldn't, because it really is never going to fit with your mission. Or spending your time and energy with something that really is going to fit with your mission. I just think the time invested now in coming up with this succinct, less than 100 words mission statement of what you do is going to pay you back in so many ways.
100%. And then once you get all that set up, it makes your goals, your road to your mission, and setting those goals so much easier.
Yeah.
Because of that process Libby was just talking about. Once you have that mission statement, then you can sit down and really set your goals. And I highly recommend those goals to be at minimum annually, that you're setting your goals and always striving towards what that mission is for your business, and keep it clear, keep it focused. It gets noisy. We had a very noisy week this past week in our business.
Yes.
Very noisy. So I think we're still a little mentally hungover from it. There was a lot going on, but I do have to say, when you sit down, even in the midst of all of that noise, everything we did was in line with our mission for the business.
And it made it so much easier to focus on what was important amidst all the noise.
Yep. And you want to feel a part of it. You want to, if you know your mission and you feel a part of your mission, it's just that much more meaningful when you're going through the noisy moments.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking from an employee standpoint of Conchi Consignment. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it 100% with Libby. Why? Because that mission is in my heart and soul. It's everything I believe is what Conchi Consignment believes. So it helps me through my noisy moments stay focused, but also feel such a part of everything we do as we go down that road. And I also think you need to remember to celebrate the wins.
That is really important
With your mission.
The thing that most struck me is celebrating the wins is a mission statement actually makes that easier. It makes those wins so much more celebratory. It's like, wow, it was our mission to grow this community. We just did that.
Right. Yep.
We totally nailed it. Or whatever it is, when you have a win, it's so much easier and so much better defined because you have that mission statement. You can see, oh my gosh, I'm hitting it. Yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right.
And one of the things I kind of like leading into community is one of the things that we talked about in our community. And I know we've talked about this in book club. It all ties in, is things we are proud of. And that goes into celebrating wins. And I think we talked about when we were in Nashville about how difficult it is to say what we're proud of. Right?
So difficult.
Hard.
So difficult.
And we watched a video that Christy Wright did at the Business Boutique, and it was a bunch of very accomplished, I'm sorry, I know I'm saying this again, but I think it's worth saying, a video of very accomplished women, very successful women sitting in a circle being filmed, asked what they were proud of. Now, these are uber accomplished people, and they struggled. They had to be forced to say it, what they are proud of. And so I asked that question in our community, and I could see how hard that is, but come on in there, tell us something you're proud of. And it feels so good to say it out loud and articulate it. And we're going to be asking that question again as we go through mission statements, as we help you develop that, as we share with each other. We are going to be asking for those proud moments and how you hit your mission. Yeah. So
love it. Love it.
All right. So, all right. Is there anything else you need to say about the missions or the mission statement? Because I have a challenge for our community coming up.
Oh, no, I think we've done a lot. I mean, there's always more. I can always talk, y'all. I can talk. I can talk and talk and talk. But I'm going to save you. I think we really hit the important parts. We're always there in the community, always available for extra consulting down the road. We're here. Yeah. But I think that was a good process for the initial mission statement.
Yeah. And we don't want to overwhelm. Like, these need to be small, attainable, achievable chunks of information. And we can go through this together. Like, there are so many things that are going to be the fallout of that mission statement. We're going to go through goal setting. We're going to go through, esoteric goal setting. We're going to go through monetary goal setting. We're going to go through who your ideal customer is. We're going to go through a lot of these that are going to help you hit your goals and hit your mission. But right now, we're just focusing on the mission statement.
All right. But what is this challenge? Because I'm a little nervous. I like to be in control. I'm in control.
Right. Since we did so much talking in our mission statement about being circular, I'm going to circle back to last week's episode where we talked with Michelle of Shop Daisy Avenue about TikTok. And we went to the small business TikTok. All right. So, a lot of us were in the community trying to decide if TikTok was going to be worth it for us. I think that all three of us landed on the side of, yes, it is worth it for the reasons we laid out in the last episode. Yes, it is worth it. Yes, reserve your username, put something out there. All right. So my challenge for the community is, and this is to keep things easy for you, is to get your mission statement and put it up as your introductory TikTok video.
Ooh.
Yes.
Look at you combining 2 episodes in one challenge.
Well, it just came naturally because, all right, so we were going through the same struggles as a lot of our listeners do. Like, is it worth it for us? What do we put up there? And what we found when we listened to the small business TikTok presentation was it wasn't necessarily the funny, the super creative, the entertaining things that really stuck with small business and people wanted to see. It was the authentic mission of what you do that really made people connect. So that's what I want to put. If you put nothing else out on TikTok ever, get your name, put your mission statement up there, maybe add some cute music, maybe don't, maybe just keep it authentic. You're talking to the camera.
Maybe just talk.
But it's up there. And if somebody searches for you, they're going to know what you're about. So that's my challenge to the community, and post it in that community when you get it up there, because we want to see it and we want to support you just like you support us all the time.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Look at you and your stinking good brain. Dang, girl.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that for our business with the mission statement we just did. And we are also going to do this. Sorry, Molly, to put you on the spot like this, but we are also going to do that for C Chats. We are going to introduce ourselves and state our mission as our introductory C Chats video on TikTok.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's what you get for going through all this on mission statements. I suffered, girl.
You didn't suffer. Look at you still smiling. You survived. And
I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about this. And I'm so excited to see people develop their mission statements, because I think it really is a business changing thing.
Yep. I love it. I love it. So listen, if you haven't gone over to Facebook and found Consignment Chats and been a part of the page, and more importantly, a part of the private group, the community, get over there now so you can be a part of the challenge, so you can enjoy meeting all these amazing people that we have in our group. I mean, amazing people, and be supported by them, because we are very much a supportive community. And I love that. I always like to repeat the word love over and over. I don't know if you notice that. I love it. I just
love it. You got a lot of love in your heart.
I love it. Anyway, jump on over there and do that. You can also find us on Instagram. We're fairly active there. Community is an amazing place to be on Facebook, though. Really amazing place to be.
Yeah.
A book club. We always have that going on. We have so many fun things going on. So many fun things.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I've been going on about all of these life-changing, business-changing things, and I keep saying that, but honestly,
seriously,
like the book club is, for me, is going to affect my business in a positive way, but it's also been a life-changing experience.
Yep. And I mean, TikTok challenge. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see what people do. So excited. So excited.
Wait, let's hashtag on TikTok. C Chats.
C Chats talk.
C Chats talk. C Chats talk. Hashtag C Chats talk. Put it up there so we can make sure not to miss it on TikTok.
I love this. I love it.
All right.
I love it. I'm so excited. What a great idea. All right. I forgot again to say this in the beginning, because I was so excited to jump into this whole episode. Subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. Click that notification bell so you get notified whenever we go on. We might throw in a crazy live every now and then, and you don't want to miss that. You want to get notified. So make sure you do that. If you're a podcast listener, get it. Love me some podcasts. Make sure you're subscribing to our podcast, downloading those episodes. Give us some, help me here, Libby.
Reviews. Oh, reviews are nice.
Reviews
The fact
are
that
nice.
somebody would takes their time and energy to log on. I mean, it takes a couple minutes, hit the 5 stars, but leave us a review that we can read on air is just, it's like gold to us.
Yeah,
it's like gold to us.
Love
Nothing better.
So do that. Make sure you take care of that. If you're overwhelmed by everything we just said, just go over to consignmentchats.com and you can link up to all the places you find us there. And you can be with us always, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Until next week,
Ooh,
my friend. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for joining Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats. To find out more and keep chatting, find Consignment Chats on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and podcast. As always, you can find all of this information at consignmentchats.com. Thanks for joining us.